Hello and welcome to this video on averages and range. So by the end of this video, you should be able to know some of the key terminology relating to averages and range. You should be able to calculate the mean, median, mode and range from a list of values. I will do another video for things like bar charts and frequency tables. And then you should be able to apply these skills using a couple of past paper questions that we're going to take a look at. So your first type of average is the mean. So the mean, the way that we would calculate this for a set of values is to do this. We need to add up the values. So add them all up, then divide by however many values you have. So if we've got these 5 numbers just here, we've just got to add those up, which in this case will give you 20. And then 20 divided by 5 would give you 4. So remember, with the mean, add up your values and divide by however many values that you have. Okay, so the next type of average we're going to look at is median. So to find the median, we need to list the numbers in order from smallest to largest and then find the middle number. And that's the first part here is really, really important. You've got to have the numbers in order from smallest to largest. Don't just look at the list of numbers and circle the middle one. You've got to make sure they're in order first. So if we've got this sequence here, this sequence is already in order. If we can see here quite clearly that the median would be 7 for this one. So remember, median is always the middle number. Now, there's a slight caveat to this. So if we look at another example for this one. Okay, so sometimes you might have an even set of values. So in your list of numbers, you might have, for example, 6 numbers or 8 numbers or 10 numbers. So if that situation occurs, you're going to actually have 2 middle numbers. And if that's the case, you need to find the halfway point between the 2 middle numbers. So if we look at this list here, we've got 2, 4, 7, 8, 9, and 10. You will see that 7 and 8 are the 2 middle numbers there. So the halfway point between those is 7.5. So 7.5 is your median in this example. Now you might not realize that. You might not be able to look at the numbers, and you might not be able to look at the numbers and work out the halfway point. If that's the case, you just do this. So you add them together. So 7 add 8 will give you 15, and then you half it, and that will give you your 7.5. So as we can see here, 7.5 would be the median for this one. Then we've got the mode. Now the mode is the most common number in a set of values. So if we look at this little list here, we've got 5 numbers, and you can see 7 appears more than the other numbers. So 7 would be the mode. Okay, so the range then. The range is the difference between the highest and the lowest number. And to find that, you just need to subtract the lowest from the highest. So we've got this set of numbers here. We can see that 31 and 15 are our numbers. So 31 is the highest, 15 is the lowest. So if we take 15 away from 31, we'll end up with 16, and that would be our range. Now the key thing with the range is that it shows you how much data varies. So the higher the range is, the more the data varies. Okay, we're going to move on then now to do a little bit of calculating the mean, median, mode. So we're just going to give you a set of numbers to practice with, and then we're going to move on to look at some exam questions relating to this topic. So here is a list of 10 numbers. I would like you to work out the mean, median, mode, and the range for this list of numbers. So pause your video, take your time with this, and have a go. Okay, so let's start with the mean then. So remember that the mean, you need to add up the numbers and divide by how many numbers that you have. So if we add up that list of numbers, we would get 48. And then if we divide that by 10, we will end up with 4.8. So the mean average here would be 4.8. Let's look at the median then. So our two middle numbers that we have here are 4 and 5. So our median's therefore got to be 4.5. That's the halfway point between 4 and 5. If you didn't realise this, just add together 5 and 4, you get 9, and then half it, and you get 4.5 again there. Nice straightforward one, the mode here. 4 appears more than the other numbers, so that would be our mode. Okay, and our range then, our highest number would be 7, and our lowest number would be 2. So therefore our range is going to be 5. And that is because 7 take away 2 gives you 5. Okay, so now we're going to have a look at a few past paper questions relating to this. So our first one here, this is actually from an Edexcel paper. So we've got a list of 7 numbers, but we don't know one of them. One of them is hidden. The mean of those numbers is 9. So I want you to find out the missing number. So this is a little bit trickier this time. So pause your video and have a go. Okay, and here is your solution to this. So remember, normally when you're being asked to do the mean from a set of numbers, you would add them up to get a total and then divide by however many numbers you have. Now, if you have 7 numbers, you would be dividing by 7. But this time we're working backwards. So we can see down here that we're doing a multiplication by 7 instead, and that's because we're going backwards from the mean. So when we do that 7 times 9, 7 times 9, that will give us 63. So that's what all of those 7 numbers must add up to. So the numbers that we have make 50. So if we take those away, then we're going to get 13. So in this next example then, a school play takes place each day from Monday to Friday. Here's the attendance for 4 of those days, but for all 5 days, the mean attendance is 90. So again, we've got a missing number here. So we need to work out that missing attendance. So pause your video and have a go. Okay, let's take a look at a solution to this then. So if we know that the mean is 90, if we do 90 times 5, that will give us 450. So all of those days need to add up to 450. Okay, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, when all of those numbers are added together, it's got to make 450. Well, the 4 numbers that we currently have add up to 340. So if we take that 340 away from 450, that Friday's got to have 110 people attending for the mean to be 90. And if you wanted to check that, if you added up those 5 numbers and divided by 5, you would get to that 90. Okay, one more final exam question. This is quite a challenging one, this one. So we've got 6 positive numbers which have a mean of 10. The range of those numbers has got to be 19, but we only know 4 of the numbers this time. So this time you've got to work out the other 2 numbers. Okay, let's take a look at this step by step then. So we know that the 6 numbers have a mean of 10. So if we times that by 6, we know that those numbers have got to add up to 60. They currently, the 3 or 4 that we know, currently add up to 37. So if we take that away from 60, our remaining 2 numbers have got to add up to 23. Now there's quite a lot of whole numbers that add up to 23. There's quite a lot of combinations, but because we're being told this information about the range being 19, the only 2 that are going to work are 21 and 2, okay? Because they've got a difference of 19 between them, all right? And they will fit both before the 3, which is the current lowest number, and after the 15, which is the current highest number. So this is quite a tricky one, this one. But hopefully you managed to figure it out. Okay, so thanks very much for listening, guys. I hope you found this useful. So please hit subscribe, and there'll be loads more videos coming your way, including some averages from a frequency table and from a bar chart. Okay, thanks very much. Bye bye.